audio, go ahead and change the audio settings and go to meeting and go to webinar so you can actually hear me. If you have any questions, please use the question section on the side of the GoToWebinar interface, and I'll answer any questions at the very end of the webinar so we can get any questions straightened out for you. So a little bit of what's new in 12.2. So we have Hyper-V support, so we're supporting the Hyper-V backup of virtual machines. And then we're going to, I'm going to basically go over what's new in NovaBACKUP 12.2 here, and then go into a little bit detail in just a couple slides. So the Hyper-V support, then client and backup job schedule sync to the Central Management Console, which we call the CMC. Then we have enhanced Central Management Console and client communication, and simplified UNC backup destination information, and CMC Environment Variable usage. So just a little bit about Hyper-V support. So Hyper-V support, basically you install the NovaBACKUP business BEV software on the Hyper-V machine, be it a Hyper-V core server or a Windows 2008 R2 with a Hyper-V role onto it. And then you'll be able to see all the Hyper-V machines that are associated with that machine on that machine, and be able to select them and back them up, whether they're running or whether they're paused or anything like that. It's very similar to how our VMware works, and like SQL Exchange, that type of thing. So it's just another plug-in for the BEV software, and it'll allow you to back up those entire VMs for full backup and DR solutions. The client to CMC sync. This is something that was asked about quite a bit. Basically, the Central Management Console is a way to control all of the agents that you have out there for backups. And with this, you're actually able to go ahead and create backup jobs on the NovaBACKUP installation, or if there's already jobs there, you can actually show the jobs there and actually sync them up to the Central Management Console, so you can control all the jobs that were defined on the client through the Central Management Console. The enhanced CMC and client communications. This was something that was asked quite a bit, especially in 12.1, because there were some issues with the CMC showing the clients connected when they really weren't, or vice versa. Basically making this very much a more robust connection between the client and the server. So now the client will periodically check in with the CMC to make sure that it's still there, and if there's any work for it. This is all configurable by via the software. So if you have any issues or questions about how to configure it, please let me know. And now the Central Management Console will actually periodically check in with the agents that has not heard from a while. So say if you have a client that it hasn't heard from in like 2 hours, the Central Management Console will check in with it and see if it's still there, or if it needs to mark it as offline, that type of thing. Both of these things are configurable depending on your environment. In very large environments, you don't want this check happening a lot, even though it is pretty lightweight. But if you have 1,000 computers, always doing this check every 5 minutes or something like that, that's a lot of overhead to take when you really don't need it. In the simplified UNC backups, this is something that a lot of people ask for. The ability just to put in the UNC path name of where they want their data to go in the device catalog or device selection. So basically, all you have to do now with 12.2 is go to the select device, and then you can go into the media name and just paste in the full UNC path of where you want the backup to go to. So in this case, I'm going to a terror station out on our network here to do the backup to. It's just as simple as that. You don't have to go through browsing, you can go through networking or map a network drive in case in those cases that you don't want to use that. And the CMC Environment Variable usage. This is something that a number of people have asked for, is the ability to use Windows environment variables in the Central Management Console to either do custom selections, so like in the left-hand side here, to select the user profile for whatever user's logged in, on the right-hand side the destination of, I want to customize the destination with a Windows Environment Variable. In this case, it's going to be putting it into a folder with the computer name as the environment variable. So it's going into a NAS device, and it's going into the computer name as an environment variable. So in this case, I had 10 or 20 different machines that I was going with, and doing test backups with, and so it put a folder for each one of those backups that it did. A couple of the frequently asked questions that support have been getting quite a bit is, do I need a new license key if I already have 12.0 or 12.1? No, you don't. Basically, your 12.0 or 12.1 license key will work in the 12.2 software. In fact, if you already have 12.0 or 12.1 installed with the license on it, all you have to do is run the upgraded, basically the exe to upgrade your client, and it will already keep that license key in it, so you don't even need to enter in that license key. But if you're doing a reinstall or installing onto a new machine and you already have a 12.0 or 12.1 key, basically you install the 12.2 software and then put in that 12.0 or 12.1 license key, and it will work just fine. Another question is, how do I update to 12.2? So if you already have 12.1 or 12.0, basically just go to that website, www.novastore.com/12-2/update.php, and it'll walk you through that update process. And if you have a previous version, basically just go to www.novastore.com/12.2, and it will give you the option to upgrade to the 12.2 option. It will be a paid option if you are not already on the 12.x software, unless you have upgrade protection already. At this point, I'm ready for questions, any questions that you guys have. So it looks like I have a couple already. Question about system state, basically asking if anything's changed with system state backup and how it's handled. Right now, we haven't changed anything specifically with system state. Basically, we have to stage all of the files for system state in order to do that backup. We're looking at actually doing some more things with plugins to make it a little bit more apparent, both with system state, SQL, and Exchange, on what it's actually doing in the process to give a little bit more feedback to the user, so it doesn't look like it's stuck or anything like that. This is we've done a number of things with 12.2, but we haven't specifically addressed system state or the other plugins, to really give a lot more feedback. We've given more feedback, but not to the extent that we're planning on doing right now. Let me see. Questions on upgrades. Looks like someone got a error 2866 on the upgrade when they tried to run the upgrade. That upgrade, that particular error code is actually a known error code for us. Basically, it's what's happening with the error code 2866 is that you actually have NovaBACKUP running in the background. So you have like the NovaBACKUP software open, and you try to run the executable to upgrade the software, and it's giving you that error. Simply closing the software and rerunning the upgrade will resolve that issue. Is the upgrade available for XSP and remote workforce? Yes, the upgrade is available for XSP and remote workforce. The storage server, the central management console, everything has been upgraded. The only thing that isn't currently live right this second for the XSP and remote workforce is the product builder isn't updated quite yet. We're expecting that later this week right now. Question on the XSP upgrade. The XSP upgrade and the remote workforce upgrade for the storage server, if you're already on 12.1, it will actually not even go through a migration of the database because we haven't changed the database schema. So the the upgrade for the storage server should be a lot lighter than, say, a 12.0 or 12.1 upgrade where it actually had to migrate that database. have we changed anything with the disaster recovery? The disaster recovery currently is the exact same as it was in 12.1. We are looking at doing some stuff with the disaster recovery with 13, upcoming 13, hopefully by the end of the year, is what we're citing. And that's going to be doing some stuff with doing a disaster recovery to a VM, do a disaster recovery, restore to dissimilar hardware, some other things like that with the disaster recovery portion of the software. Great question about the ACLs on files when doing a restore. So when doing a system restore using version 11 and previous, the file sharing security didn't come back with the ACLs on the files and the folders. With version 12 and above, this should be resolved. So all of the security coming back during a restore should have the correct security on those files. Okay, unless there's any other questions, I'm going to sign off for now. If you have any specific support questions, send it to support@novastore.com. Sales inquiries to sales@novastore.com. Any feedback to the webinar, just send an email to presentations@novastore.com, and it'll get forwarded to me about any issues or comments that I have about this webinar. Okay, and that looks like it did. So have a great day. Thanks for listening, and please let us know if you have any questions.